So the Los Angeles Rams beat the Atlanta Falcons 31-27. I bet you guys thought that they were going to make a comeback when the score was 28-3 in the third quarter, didn't you? I entertained that thought, I'm not going to lie. But the Falcons don't make comebacks. They allow teams to make comebacks. That's how this works. So if it was any other team that was in their position, I'm sure they would have pulled off the comeback, but not Atlanta. So let's talk about the Rams, and then we'll get into the Falcons. So the Rams got mollywopped by Buffalo last week, and ever since last season when they went into their rut, when they started losing games, and then even when they got out of that rut and they started to win games, they had a few sloppy wins. Not a whole lot of clean games to where you can look at and say like they played flawless football all the way around. And even in this game, definitely two different halves. And in the first half, Matthew Stafford did a very good job of spreading the ball around. Last week, Cooper Kupp got 15 targets, 13 receptions, 128 yards, and 1 touchdown. Tyler Higbee did get targeted 11 times and had 5 receptions, but for the most part, it was Cooper Kupp that stood out the most in the passing game. So in this game, I thought he did a better job of spreading it around and getting some of his other targets some touches, especially Allen Robinson. He's a great receiver as well, and with Odell Beckham being out, you need to utilize him in your game plan. Now, we didn't really have a monster game, but compared to what he had last week, which was only 2 targets and 1 reception for 12 yards and no touchdowns, compared to what he had Sunday, which was only 5 targets, 4 receptions, 53 yards and 1 touchdown, that still seems like night and day. Obviously, you want him to get more involved a little bit more, but compared to what he had last week, as I just said, that's really good. And you took advantage of the red zone opportunity with him by getting him one-on-one with A.J. Terrell and throwing a jump ball in the back of the end zone. Rams' game plan was pretty much how you would expect it to be. Sean McVay likes to dominate at the line of scrimmage, and I thought the Rams looked pretty good in the first half. That was the best I've seen them look in a while. I thought last season they didn't really do a very good job of running the football, but in the first half I thought they were having some pretty good success. And defensively, they looked really solid. They created turnovers, and they were able to get Marcus Mariota off his spot in the pocket and make him uncomfortable. But here we go again with the sloppy football from the Rams. You have 3 turnovers total. Matthew Stafford, 27 for 36, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. I would say he had another performance that I like to classify as good, bad, and ugly, where he'll look like a Super Bowl quarterback and then he'll look like Cam Newton and he'll just make bad decisions with the football. His first interception was when he was trying to get it to Tyler Higbee down the right side of the field just before halftime, and he's guarded by Casey Hayward, and Casey Hayward is right in front of him. I like that matchup. You have a tight end on a cornerback. If he's able to get it just a little bit higher, then I believe Tyler Higbee is able to get over Casey Hayward, even though Casey had inside leverage. But if he's able to throw it just a bit higher and kind of to Tyler Higbee's outside leverage a bit, then I think Tyler has a better chance of coming down with the football. His second pick was when Michael Walker picked him off and he got into his throwing lane. Michael did a very good job of acting like he was going to go to the left and then he went back to the right, but still he was still in his line of vision, and I don't know what he was looking at. And then he should have had 3 picks. In the second half, the Rams had multiple chances to make plays to keep Atlanta from making their comeback and giving them a scare. They're in the red zone, and he tries to force it to Cooper Kupp while he's in double coverage. And then he missed on a wide open throw to Ben Skowronek as he was doing a corner route towards the sideline. So Matthew has to do a better job of taking care of the football. That's my biggest issue with him. Right now, it's still an issue because when they go up against better teams like a Tampa, or I wouldn't even say a Dallas, even though they have a pretty good defense. Their defense has been playing pretty well for the past 2 games now, but if they go up against teams that are well balanced like Buffalo and they're turning the ball over like they are right now, it's going to cost them. They're not going to see teams that has the level of quarterback play like a Marcus Mariota, or a defense that can't get after the quarterback by just rushing 4 like Atlanta, or a coaching staff that can't really draw up better passing plays, because those type of teams that can actually rush you by just bringing 4, that can actually do a better job of moving the ball down the field, that score in the red zone, they're going to hurt you. And the Rams have got to do a better job of running the football. I've just not been impressed with their running attack. Darrell Henderson, 10 rushing attempts, 47 yards, 1 touchdown run. His longest running attempt was 13 yards. Cam Akers, 15 rushing attempts, 44 yards. His longest run was 8 yards. He was targeted 3 times, only had 2 receptions for 18 yards total in the passing area. Cooper Kupp had another nice day. 4 targets, 11 receptions, 108 yards. Had 2 touchdowns. He did have a fumble and lost it. So, again, the Rams having sloppy victories and not taking care of the football. Tyler Higbee, 9 targets, 7 receptions, 71 yards. Almost had a touchdown, but it was picked off by Casey Hayward. And then they give up a block punt for a touchdown. So this Rams team, as much talent as they have, and they are the Super Bowl champs, there are some things that I am worried about if I am a Rams fan, which I am. Technically, because I've always liked the Rams, but when it comes to Atlanta, though, I hate the Rams. It's always Atlanta first. Jacoby Durant, 1 interception. He had a pass deflection, 1 sack. Jalen Ramsey should have had 2 interceptions, but he dropped a pick 6 right before the half. Nice bounce back game for him. Bobby Wagner had 1 sack. Justin Hollins had 1 sack as well. So Los Angeles needs to do a better job going forward of running the football. They've got to find a way of gashing teams on the ground a lot better, and they have to take care of the football. As far as the offensive line is concerned, I mean, they went up against Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta sacked Jameis Winston 4 times, but they seem to be more effective when they blitz, and Atlanta hardly blitzed in this game. So I would say their next test would be San Francisco, which is a game they have after Arizona. I believe that's another winnable game for them, so they have to take advantage of that one as well. So San Francisco is going to be another test to gauge how good this offensive line is. Now for Atlanta. Whenever this team loses, the story always seems to be the same. Mistakes. Not cashing in on their opportunities. Just shooting themselves in the foot. So like for example, their first 2 drives. Marcus Mariota completes a short pass in the middle of the field to Olamide Zaccheaus for 10 yards. Then Tyler Algier runs for 5 yards. Cordell Patterson runs for another 4 yards. Marcus completes a 13-yard pass to Kyle Pitts. Tyler Algier runs for 2 yards. 3rd and 8, Marcus makes a play with his legs and scrambles for 10 yards. So the Falcons are moving the football, right? Where have we seen this before? On the road, it's not like this team has had trouble moving the ball. It's just that they just don't cash in on their opportunities. They'll have nice drives at home or away, and then they just shoot themselves in the foot with penalties. Where was I? Cordell Patterson runs for another 3 yards. Marcus then completes a short pass to Drake London for 10 yards. Tyler Algier runs for 2 yards. Marcus completes a short pass to Brian Edwards for 2 yards. So now it's 3rd and 6, and you're at the Rams 14. So you worked your way all the way down the field from your 25, and you're in a nice rhythm. Okay, I'll say that Marcus was in a nice little rhythm here, making plays with his feet, buying time in the pocket. One of the passes that he threw to Drake London was on the left side of the field on the sideline, and he had to buy some time for that. He hit Kyle Pitts in stride in the middle of the field for a 13-yard pass. So the offense is looking nice. So as I said, they're on 3rd and 6. Chris Lindstrom gets a false start for 5 yards. So you go from being 3rd and 6 on the 14 to now 3rd and 11. Pew, pew, pew. Just shooting themselves in the foot. Then Marcus gets sacked by Bobby Wagner. No one picks him up. Just gets a free shot at Marcus Mariota. But how can that be? He's mobile. That shouldn't be happening. Mobile QBs always outruns the defense, right? Matt's not here anymore. That shouldn't be happening. And then Younghoe Koo misses a 44-yard field goal. So you drive all the way down the field and you come away with nothing. What a waste. Then on your next drive, Kyle Pitts is 2nd and 10. Kyle Pitts is going in motion. Drew Dalman snaps the ball. Kyle Pitts runs into the snap, and it turns into a fumble. And then thankfully Tyler Algier gets on it because they were at their own 25. So from 2nd and 10, it goes to 3rd and 13. Put yourself in a more complicated situation. You get bailed out by a penalty by Los Angeles, which gives you a fresh set of downs. But Los Angeles stops you and you have to punt the ball. But after they stopped you, but before they stopped you, you tried to go for it on 4th and 2. I don't get it with coaches nowadays and going for it when they don't have to. It was only 7-0. Now granted, Los Angeles was having their way with Atlanta in the first half, but still, why help them out by giving them great field position? But that's Matt Ryan's fault, you know. He's the problem. He's the problem. Marcus Mariota, 17 for 26, 196 yards, 2 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. He should have had 3. I'll cut him some slack on the first one. He tried to throw it to Cordell Patterson in the flat, and he tried to catch it with one hand. It gets bobbled, and Los Angeles picks it off. Marcus also had a fumble, and he lost it. But that was on a Hail Mary attempt that he did not even try to make an attempt to throw. Scramble around in the pocket, it gets knocked loose, and Los Angeles covers it. He is not the guy. I know it's only 2 games. He is not the guy. And I said it as soon as they signed him. Now, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, saying that, maybe he worked on his game. Maybe he learned some things when he was in Las Vegas, sitting behind Derek Carr. But I'm still seeing the same things that I saw when he was in Tennessee. Not being able to push the ball down the field, and he's only effective if the running game is going, and he can take advantage off of play action and bootlegs. That's what I see. Oh, we got a leader now, we got a leader. He's the GOAT, Mariota, and he's gonna have a monster year. All this stupid shit that I was seeing on social media, and of course my head wanted to explode. A leader, really? Okay, well, your leader last week, I didn't mention this in my last analysis video, admitted that he didn't even know where the first down marker was when he fumbled the ball against New Orleans when they were in their red zone. I didn't know where the first down marker was. How do you not know where the first down marker is? But this guy's a leader. But it's okay because he's mobile. He's a mobile QB that was sacked 3 times. But how can that be? He's mobile. That shouldn't be happening. Matt Ryan's gone. He shouldn't be getting sacked and turning the ball over. This team shouldn't be giving up leads and having false starts and stupid penalties. Matt Ryan's gone. I thought that was a notion, right? Well, this is a rebuild. This is a new team. This is a young team. So what? He's not a new quarterback. He's been in the league for how many years? 7 years. This is going on his 8th year. He was a starter for 5 years when he was in Tennessee. And I'm still seeing the same stuff. But now some people are like, start Ritter. I'm done with Mariota. I'm not a Falcons fan anymore. Start Ritter. After 2 games. But I thought he was the GOAT. See what happens when you people are so quick to just jump to giving players the title of he's going to be the GOAT, and he's going to be great, he's going to be a bust. You look stupid now. Now you look stupid. It doesn't matter if you cannot throw the football. I don't care how fast you can run, how shifty you are. I don't care how many guys you can juke out. If you cannot throw the football, you're not going to last. Pocket passers are better than mobile QBs. Guys who are just athletic and mobile and they can't throw the football, they're not better than guys who can throw from the pocket. That is a fact. Okay, all these mobile QBs that's out there nowadays, like Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, they suck. You know why? Because they can't throw the football. Well, Kyler Murray, he led Arizona back from, what was it, a 23-point deficit? He played like shit in the first half, okay? He doesn't really do a good job of going through his reads. He missed like 3 open reads last week. He's so quick to escape the pocket. As soon as it collapsed and someone's near him, he's quick to scramble and run out of the pocket. He's running around, running in circles. Lamar Jackson, teams literally crowd the line of scrimmage. Miami crowded the line of scrimmage on Sunday. Why? Because they know that he is more effective when he's running the football. He cannot throw. Sure, he can throw it to the open guy. He can throw it to someone that is wide open. He can occasionally make a tough throw. But for the most part, he's more effective when he's running the football. Baltimore is more effective when they're running the football. Baker Mayfield, same thing. He's more effective when the running game is going. When he can benefit off of the play actions and the bootlegs. That's when he feels comfortable. He looks comfortable. He can set his feet. He can make more accurate throws. So this stuff of, we got a mobile QB now. We need a mobile QB. We need Cam Newton and all this other BS. It doesn't matter if they can't throw. If Marcus cannot throw. The offense seems so one-dimensional when he is under center. And I predicted this. And of course, it's not all on him. I'm coming down on him pretty hard, but it's not all on him. Arthur Smith, I don't think he is a very good play caller when it comes to passing design. All these vanilla routes that the receivers are running. Last week he had Drake London, Kyle Pitts, I believe Olamide Zaccheaus was still in the field, but he had 4 wide receivers going to the right side. And then at the end of the game, when Marcus is trying to get in field goal position, he has them running in the middle of the field. So where the Saints can migrate and try and pick the ball off. I don't know. I know it's Arthur Smith's second year, but right now I think he is wasting the potential of this wide receiver core. I really do. So I think I'm done killing Marcus Mariota. Of course, it's not all on him. It's not all his fault. Okay, football is a team sport. It's never one guy's fault. This team continues to hurt itself. Penalties, not being able to cash in on the opportunities in the red zone, wide receivers fumbling the ball, the play designs are awful, missing field goals, just not capitalizing on those opportunities. All right, I'm done. Cordell Patterson, 10 rushing attempts, 41 yards, 11 yards was his longest run. Until someone else can emerge as a running back, he needs to be the running back. Last season, I wanted him to be utilized as a wide receiver more in the passing game because I would much rather see a traditional running back in the backfield, but he is proven to be the best runner that Atlanta has. I wouldn't even put him at the wide receiver position. I wouldn't even have him returning kickoffs and punts because you don't want to risk him getting hurt because the offense seems to be so heavily reliant on the running game that if you have your best runner get hurt, then you're kind of screwed because we still don't know what Tyler Algier is, even though he didn't really look all that great. I'm not going to come down on him too hard because he's a rookie, and I don't really like to critique players until they've at least played their first 2 years in the league, because someone who dominated in college isn't really going to show up to the professionals and dominate. Tyler Algier, 10 attempts, 30 yards. His longest run was 9 yards. I was not impressed. He seemed hesitant, playing patty cake with his feet, afraid to hit the hole. Cordell Patterson will make the cuts and hit the hole with speed and power. Tyler looked pretty hesitant. Drake London kind of had his breakout game. 12 targets, 8 receptions, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. Cardero Hodge, he's been turning into a nice target for Atlanta, even though he had 3 targets and 2 receptions for 57 yards, but he seems to be a nice piece. Kyle Pitts, once again, 3 targets, 2 receptions, 19 yards, once again, not a factor. And again, you got to utilize this guy. When he got drafted, I kept hearing this stuff about, oh, he's the next big thing, and he's this game changer, making it seem like he literally came out of a video game. Well, he has not been a factor. 3 targets, 2 receptions, you cannot have that. Defensively, they look bad in the first half, but there are some good things with this team. They're creating turnovers. They didn't get after Matthew Stafford, but they created turnovers. Michael Walker had an interception, pass deflection. Casey Hayward had an INT. Troy Anderson had a blocked punt. Darren Hall had a forced fumble. So there are some good things with this team, especially this defense. And they're creating turnovers. They are getting teams off the field. They've shown in these past 2 games that they can get teams off the field on 3rd down. Cordell Patterson continues to shine in the running game, so there are some good things. It's not all bad, but if Atlanta goes 0-4, expect the Desmond Ridder questions from the media and people clamoring for Desmond Ridder for him to start to ramp up. Yeah, it's a rebuild, but with Marcus Mariota at the quarterback position and Arthur Blank with his vanilla passing schemes, I think it's going to hinder this offense. And I'm not saying that if they put it in Desmond Ridder, he's going to just, light it up, right? And it's going to be hard for him to do that if the team continues to shoot themselves in the foot. Penalties and missed kicks, turning the ball over, not cashing in on the opportunities that present themselves. And the defense, Arnold Ebiketie, even though he had a sack last week, he hasn't really looked all that impressive to me yet. I was hoping that he would be that breakout star like Micah Parsons. I just see him utilizing the bull rush a bit too much, not using a whole lot of finesse moves. Oh, and I think the offensive line has looked better, particularly in the running department, the running game. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for when I drop a new video. I do football videos like this, specifically Falcons videos, and I do other random football videos where I talk about different teams and different players. So this channel is not solely on the Falcons. That is it. I am out.